In this informational century, we will not get around to really provide children also with e-learning and online classes, and it will become a part of this century's time. Especially in this pandemic time, a lot of parents are facing the situation that their children are doing online classes, and many teachers had to prepare it. And now it is really a good time to re-evaluate what has been done till now, what worked and what didn't work. And so this is why I'd like to remind you about some basics that you should focus on when you do that. My name is Marion Hopfgartner. I'm an educationalist, and with more than 20 years of experience in the area of adult and child education, I'm here to help parents and teachers to guide children to maximize their full potential. Let's speak about the 3 important tasks that we are facing when doing an online class for preschoolers and maybe also for primary school, the first years. Number 1 is max 20 to 30 minutes lessons. Please make sure you're not overdoing it. Think about the possible time duration a child can concentrate at the age from 3 to 6 years. What is the time duration a child really can use the concentration? A lot. Normally it's between 3 minutes to 20 minutes. So make sure you're not making the session too long. The more engagement you have with the child in the session, the better it is. And it's also very important when you look at the engagement that maybe the child also communicates to you, you listen, so means you have an audible contact also, not just showing something. Also, when the lesson is interactive and you are engaging the child, do not extend the lesson between 20 to 30 minutes because the concentration span will not be the same. Make sure that this is really what you focus on. You might do 2 sessions. You can do 1 session in the morning, 1 session before noon, so that the child has more content if that is needed to fulfill the curricula, but do not extend the session longer than 30 minutes. It will not be useful for what you want to have as an outcome from the child. Number 2, have max 2 to 3 activities in 1 session. Do not overdo it. We realize and we get the feedback from teachers as well as from parents that the teachers in these online classes nowadays try to give so much. I know there is so much content. I know you have to fulfill the curricula. I know you want to give, because otherwise maybe the parents are not happy. They have a feeling that you're not doing a right job, that you're not doing a good job, that it's not worth the money they pay. All of these issues you have where you think you have to give more and more and more. But think about the child. It's about the child. Even in online classes, the outcome counts. At the end of the day, it's the outcome. Is the child able to do? Is it a skill that the child is developing even in an online class, or is it not happening? So this is why you have to also distance yourself a little bit from all of this. Do this, and think about the child and what the child needs in this present situation. Especially now in this pandemic situation, I would not recommend you to overdo it. Better repeat and do it in different ways so that you really can reach out to the child. So for example, if you have a counting lesson, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you want to do this with the child, according to your standards in your country, of course. So you might have 5 apples, and you take 1 apple and you do something with the apple. You maybe ask the child to get 1 piece of something, some fruit, 1 piece. Okay, then let's do the second. 1, 2, they should find the second one. They should take a basket. They should have the 5 there. Maybe you say, okay, please put 2 in the basket, put 3 in the basket, put 4 in the basket, and so on. So you can do around this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more things so that it's really interactive. The child can do something, but also on the other hand, it's always this one lesson. It's always about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want the child to follow. If you have a session with multiple children, you want all the children to be able to follow. But important, you also want to give the children enough time. So if you have one child, you can see if the child can follow. if you have multiple children, you need to think about, you have a very fast child and you have a slow child. So you have to see that you give something to the fast child, but you also give something to the mentally slower children. Mentally slower children are not children who are cognitively underdeveloped. No, it's just a very different approach of learning. They learn differently, and so this is why they take longer for understanding. But if they understand it, it's really deep inside, they can use it forever. We know that. So there's so many factors you have to think about when you do this. And over this time, I will provide more and more videos to you on online learning so that you can have something on hand that you might think about and give also a little bit of notice, and you think about it when you build up your online classes. It's really my target to give something to you that you can use. So don't forget to press the subscribe and the bell, the notification, so that whenever we place something online, you are automatically informed and you will be able to also know about it, and you can use it from now on in your online classes. So please make sure have max 2 to 3 activities in one session of 20 to max 30 minutes. This is kind of a basic rule for preschoolers and early primary school children. And number 3, separate activities using exercises. It's one of the best things when you complete an exercise. Let's say again, accounting. You ask the child to bring 5 fruits. You ask the child to take 1 basket or 1 ball. You have done different exercises. Put 1 apple in, put 1 this, that, whatever you have as an exercise. And then you complete everything that's around counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, before you go to the next activity, make something that's relaxing the body and the brain. Bring the child back in body and brain. So when you do this, I recommend you build up these exercises in 2 steps. On one side, do something activating for the body, where the child moves the body, the shoulders, whatever. You can do a dance, you can do the bird dance, whatever. Turn on the music, do it. After that, let the child sit down, and before you go in the exercise, just have a short calming situation. You might use a breathing technique, you might use a story or so, whatever. I will have a video on that also coming up soon, so please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell. It's really something I want to give to you because I'm getting so many questions about how can we do this better. You're doing great as a teacher. I know it was something you didn't really know how to do. You didn't know how to face this situation. You actually were brought in a situation of online teaching from nothing. Maybe you never have thought about that even. And so I believe that everyone is a warrior and a hero who is doing all of this at the present moment, even with maybe not full, maybe you're not fully committed because you might think that personal training is better and so on. And so I understand that there's a lot that you still have to deal with it, but still in this process, go ahead, trying your best. And I think it's really the future also, that online learning will be a part in the future, that we have to adapt to it. And the question of balancing is very important. So I will do one video on balancing the digital gadgets with the body, the emotions, and all of these parts, so that you also can give some tips to the parents. You can also share this with parents so that they become more aware why you're doing things in a certain way. I really want to give this to you so that you are able to get that. Okay, so think about it. You do one activity, then you do some movement for 2-3 minutes, some dance, something, turn on the music, whatever you have available. And then don't forget, after the movement, bring the child back in a concentrated state, and then you go to the next activity. Remember, number 1, no session longer than 20-30 minutes. Number 2, a max of 2 to 3 activities in one session. And number 3 is separate the activities with some kind of movement, relaxation. So these are my hints that I'd like to give you today, and I really hope that they help you out and that you can work with that. So please go ahead, stay tuned with us to get more and more hints. I'm really, really, really wanting to help that, because the good thing is that's happening here in this place. Informations are coming together. Parents are texting, writing, teachers who are out of job trying to intervene something and want help, and already existing systems, schools who are already doing online learning, also giving us feedback what's working and what not. And so this is why it helps us also to create this surrounding for you where we can give you tips and hints, and this is what we would like to do. I wish you a great day, lots of success, and don't forget, in this present situation, you are a hero. See you in the next video. All the best.